Never seen him before in my life. Feel free to torture this man or whatever it is you do. I'm going back to listen to my father's very eloquent discourse on the perils of...
I'm here about some monkeys.
Monkeys?
Monkeys, yes. 12 of them.
Yeah, mic check, 1, 2.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling, they trying to kiss me. Rum and nerdy, kiss me 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 rum and nerdy.
You're taking the hobbits to Isengard. You're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Whenever I'm about to do something, I think, would an idiot do that? And if they would, I do not do that thing.
You wanna play? I'll play.
They hoping that they gon' kiss me rum and nerdy, 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 kiss me rum and nerdy.
This is the way.
Ready program. Let's go.
Hey everybody, welcome to Rum and Nerdy. I'm Greg.
And I'm Garrick.
Today, we have episode 3.12, 12 Monkeys.
The 12 Monkeys.
The 12 Monkeys. Yeah, this is this going to get harder from here, you think?
I think we could probably do 13, 14 maybe. I bet you we could make it to the 20s okay.
Yeah.
But after 20, nay. After 21, all bets are off.
I don't know. I think we can do it.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. I know like up to like 47 Ronin. I mean, like
Yeah.
we'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay, well.
Which
And the quote was from the original Terry Gilliam movie.
Yeah.
With Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis.
Yep. Not the shows. I have not watched the shows.
I'm blown away. The show is really good.
Yeah.
Because 12 Monkeys was sort of an original thing. It's not like a book series that they adapted it off of. It was just a thing.
Yeah.
The expanded universe for the sci-fi television series, they did a really good job, and I highly recommend it.
Does it tie into the movie?
It starts off very movie-esque, but I mean the movie's quick. You know, the movie's a little 2-hour thing. The show was like 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean it was significant. So they did enough to, I think they expanded the universe, and they expanded the universe properly to make it a really good story. You should really watch it.
I will put that on my list. I have a plethora of things. I'm caught up with.
Would you
with all
call
the
it
things.
a plethora?
I would call it a plethora. I've caught up with a lot of this stuff lately.
Yeah.
Sandy and I are wrapping up season 8 of How I Met Your Mother, which I know you want me to stop at this point, but we're gonna.
This is the last season. Yeah.
Well, there's 9. 9's the one you don't want me to watch.
That's not a real season.
Yeah.
See, unlike Parks and Rec, which ended, and then Netflix picked it up, and there's like this bonus Netflix season, which is fucking amazing. And if you even remotely like Parks and Rec, you have to watch the Netflix only bonus season. How I Met Your Mother died on the vine. Like they should just not have. They should not have aired season 9. It's terrible. Hey, real quick before we do anything else,
Yeah.
I have raw eggs sitting on the table over here. We should totally drink.
Yeah, I know you're
This amazing
doing
drink.
that.
I know.
The conversation was just about the.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're over here like Jones into to drink. So you had reached out to me. Hey, do you have a rum? You know, and of course I've got rum. I just don't have a new rum. I've got to go out of my way for a new rum now, which kind of sucks because
It's
Nightly
difficult.
Spirits we've like tried it all.
Yeah, it's difficult when you don't have a local new rum source.
And I told the guys, I'm like, hey, like we are nearing 100 episodes in. We've tried all your stuff,
You need to get some new stuff.
and they're working on it. They said they're working on it, but
Okay.
you know, we had to do the rum shine.
So, well, today, in rum shine manner, this isn't a true rum, but I would like to call it rum adjacent.
Yeah. Well, it's effectively, it's a form of brandy.
Yeah, I for some reason I feel like it's closer to rum. It feels like a light rum.
Well, okay.
But hey, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We're making a Pisco Sour.
A Pisco Sour.
Pisco Sour, which is using Pisco, the national drink of Peru.
Yeah. So this one's specifically. So this is what we're doing is the Barsol. Barsol.
Balsal.
Balsal. A Poppercross. I don't know. So this one, a Pisco is a form of brandy, and that is distilled from grapes, made in Peru and Chile, and there are wide disagreements as to who has better quality Pisco. And by the way, this is coming from spiritreview.com. Dudu has had conflicting reports from both sides, so obviously we need to do much more research. Well, we're trusting on the research of you brought what you have.
Yes, because I didn't do a lot of Pisco research. I just got one that people told me was good.
Yep.
And I enjoy it. Well, and I've never had it on the rocks, or maybe we could try it on the rocks later, but...
We do have those sipping glasses.
Ooh.
This particular one comes from Peru and is made in one of the Western Hemisphere's oldest albalamic stills. Which is a form of pot still, mostly used in cognac and aromatic distilling. It's dating back from the 1800s.
That means it smells.
I said that wrong. I think it came out as aromatic, and it's Armagnac.
Armagnac. Oh, yeah, that's completely different.
Yes.
Wasn't that one of the bounty hunters that was looking for Han?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was like Prune Face and IG-88 and
By the way,
Armagnac.
I cannot wait to talk about it.
Yeah, I know, right?
So,
It's
so
good,
much to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is unusual as many of the Piscos are a blend of varieties, much in the same way cognac producers use different varieties. Like a few cognac houses, but I'm not going to talk about cognac. Anyway, this is perfectly clear. I don't know what it smells like.
It is perfectly clear. Would you like to take a whiff?
Yeah, sure. That's what we do.
Here, sample the Armagnac.
Yeah. Huh. It's okay, first off, everybody knows I don't like gin. Gin is based on botanicals, right?
Mm-hmm.
This smells like it's botanicals, just a different kind of botanical, but it's kind of got that nose that very interesting. Definitely taste it or smell it rather. I definitely on the second or third sniff, I kind of got a little bit of grape. That grape seed.
I get a lot of grape. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
Okay, so the ingredients list for the Pisco Sour is 1.5 ounces of Pisco, 1 egg white, 1 ounce of lemon juice, and 3/4 ounces of simple syrup. Ooh, simple syrup. That was still chilling in the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw your little bowl there. It's in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I totally didn't bring it.
Well, the magic of the pause button. And we're back.
We're using
now we have the
we're using the
stuff.
shit out of that pause button thing.
Yeah. Well, since we don't do breaks, we can't just say fuck it. We'll talk about that later and handle it. Now it's
like, oh shit, we need a hard cut. Okay. 3/4 ounces of simple syrup. Yeah. So I have all the ingredients now, conveniently laid out, and I'm gonna go ahead and make this drink, and I'm making double the recommended dosage.
Mm-hmm.
So we each get one.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, we're both here.
I mean, if you want one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. You throw all the ingredients in a shaker full of ice, and then shake vigorously.
So this has got raw egg white.
Yeah. So the first thing I'm dumping in is the raw egg white, which I have laid out in a cute little HGTV cooking show bowl.
Everybody's grandmas have those little bowls. They came with some sort of dip back in the 80s and a lid that would pop on them. You get them at the grocery store.
Aren't they great?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go with 3 ounces.
There's like
Pisco.
25% of our listeners are like, I know exactly what bowl he's talking about. Anyway, as you put that in, I do want to point out, you use 2 egg whites because you're making 2 drinks. So that's like $45 an egg. I guess eggs are very expensive.
But are they though? Because like the farmers market I go to, they're not
I
bad.
know. It's just
so everybody likes bitching about it, but when you go to the middle of the sticks, go to a farm, it's like
middle of the sticks. The neighborhood next door.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, you have a huge farm next to your place. Okay, Pisco, egg white, lemon juice, 2 ounces of lemon juice.
That's a lot of lemon juice.
They don't call it a sour for nothing.
So it's not 2 ounces because you've doubled it.
It's not an eggy Pisco. Yeah, it's 1 ounce per.
Okay. Anyway, Yeah, Riley's been going through egg like mad lately.
Is this like a teenage workout thing?
Well, he does go to the gym like 70 times a week now. He's really starting to get ripped, but
That's give or take like 80 times more than me.
yeah. So, and I've had this dish when I was in Japan, but I don't know why he wanted to try this thing where he makes rice, and then there's this egg dish where he puts the eggs in the thing and then scrambles them and then strains them to get the stringy parts out, which I think he said is important to the recipe, but he couldn't tell me why. So he does that and then puts a little bit of milk in it, whips it up, and it looks really good, but he serves it over the rice, which is kind of weird.
Interesting. Okay. And now the last of the simple syrup. It's in a squeeze bottle. It takes a long time.
It wasn't a bowl. You put it in the bottle.
I don't trust me pouring that bowl into the little jigger.
I don't understand why.
Bowl. There we go. That is all of the ingredients inside the magical shaker.
By the way, while you're doing this, and just so there's not silence while you're doing this stuff.
Yeah, I
I
appreciate
made
that.
this simple syrup, equal parts sugar and water. I've memorized the recipe.
Can we just like boil that or something?
Yep. Reduce it down. Turns into syrup. Just tastes like sweet, watery syrup.
So this is the part
know why.
where you want to shake this vigorously to froth up the egg.
Yeah. I was going to say, when are you going to start vigorously shaking that? Because you were doing a little...
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to hold the lid on because I don't want. Remember last time? That didn't end well for me. Or my shirt.
Yeah. There you go. This is hilarious.
Fuck you.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay.
Behold.
This is now a Pisco omelet.
Yeah.
And it's
delicious.
frothy.
Yeah.
It's frothy.
Thanks to my vigorous shaking.
Can I get a salmonella martini, please? Really hope I don't. Like, whatever happened to that Rum and Nerdy show? Well, they almost made 100 episodes, and then they had raw egg. I know you've had
It's like
frothed egg drinks before, but
I used to Sylvester Stallone 3 eggs for breakfast every morning,
really,
and yeah, I'm fine.
why do people do that?
I don't know.
Why
Breakfast with no cleanup.
Is that why you did it?
Yeah, I was just lazy. So here it says garnish 3 dashes of Angostura. Agatha Christie bitters. They recommend regular, but all we have is orange. So
Yeah. Now it's an orange omelet. It's an omelet with a bowl of fruit. Would you like fruit or hash browns? I guess I'll take the fruit.
this is basically a breakfast cocktail.
Yeah.
So I discovered this. There was a Peruvian place just on the street from the City Museum in St. Louis, and
I've been there.
they made the most amazing. It's not there anymore. The most
City Museum or the place?
the place,
Oh.
the Peruvian place. Smells bittery.
That's high quality H2O.
What?
That's good.
It's delicious.
What the?
Imagine
I
that.
know what I'm having for breakfast from now on. Wonder if I'll lose weight. Golly.
This is really good.
Yeah.
It's really nice and sour. If you like a good sour drink.
But it's sour like a lemon drop candy.
Yes, it's sour like a lemon drop candy. It's
with
like
an omelet.
It's like a lemon drop.
Well, it's just egg
shot,
white, so it's
but
like a lemon drop frittata. Does that make sense?
Or a meringue. It's like a liquid. It's like a liquid meringue. I really like this drink.
Golly. I guess we have a drink now.
I guess we have a drink now.
Yeah.
We've only done like 100 episodes of.
This is 98. We're not there yet.
I rounded.
So we got to see if we can get Sean on next week before we hit the 100, so we can talk about the thing. Because it's kind of time.
Yeah,
It's a timing thing.
It is a timing thing.
If we wait too long, then nobody's going to care.
Yeah,
Might have already done it.
we may have missed the scoop, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Spoiler alert.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
This week's episode of A Million Little Things was amazing.
Okay. Yeah, don't even go there. By the way,
Yeah.
last week's episode, which was also awesome,
Yeah.
happened. We both watched it right after we recorded. So
Yeah.
we've got 2 weeks worth of talking.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you go.
You just glanced over my joke. Okay.
No, I didn't.
The Mandalorian.
A Million Little Things joke?
I didn't watch that show. That's not the show we were going to spoiler alert.
Yeah, I don't watch it either.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what about that show was funny.
Can't land them all.
Yeah.
Is that you led it up like we were going to talk about the Mandalorian, and then I instantly took it into I'm not watching that show. I heard it's good.
Yeah. It's a
I
Sandy.
mean,
we could
it's not-
interview
it's-
Sandy on the show.
It's not for me.
Should probably
It's
have
one-
a
it's
million
one-
little things to say about
It's
it.
one of those shows where everybody looks at each other and talks really quietly, and then like a slow piano plays in the background, and I'm on the other side of the couch, like, get on with it. That's kind of how it goes for me.
Yeah.
So, Zeb.
Okay.
I'm just
yeah,
gonna.
so
I'm,
let's go
I'm just going to
the
drop
last
that
week's.
bomb right away. Okay, you want to go to last week's?
Yeah. But Zeb, yeah. So
I'm sorry, that was huge.
it was.
That's like Bo-Katan huge.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, like Bo-Katan is like huge this season. Last week was the whole them going there and
Them going there.
to the what's the little cave they're living in. There's a name for whatever.
Oh, the
Covert.
covert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're all hanging out in the covert.
See, it always throws me off because in season 1 they were living in a sewer and they called it the culvert, but I heard the culvert because it's a drainage thing, and I didn't understand until recently when they lived in a cave and not a sewer.
Yeah.
I'm not smart.
Well, they've got the Mandalorian, whatever the Forge or
Yeah.
yeah, kind of
Which
leading
is-
that group.
Which the forging lady person.
Yeah.
But they have another forge in this culvert, and when we went
they
back
had
to
to
the
build
old
a new
one,
one.
yeah, they just keep. I thought they had like a travel forge, or they just moved the forge with them. It's like they build a new forge in every
Yeah.
location.
Maybe it's not a Geordie LaForge, but we should talk about that too.
We should.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the point. So this is after they had left Mandalore and Bo-Katan's castle home little thing was blown up.
Mm-hmm.
They go there, and it's basically Bo-Katan getting kind of welcomed in because she had her helmet on since she was in the water, and so she had redeemed herself.
Did you bathe in the water?
Yep.
Have you taken your helmet off since?
Yeah.
You're redeemed. And
So-
she's like, oh, that's a happy coincidence.
As long as you keep your helmet on, you can stick around. You're one of us. And so, you can kind of see that bit in her where she's like, no, it's like, yeah, maybe I'll hang out here. You can see her wanting to fit in with people.
Yeah, you can
again.
feel her wanting to fit in with people because she's wearing a helmet the entire fucking
You can
time.
still
so
see
you're
it.
just kinda
Body,
like,
read body language. You can do it. Come on. Anyway, so she
in that armored robot kind of way, yeah.
Yeah.
Act through the Beskar.
Well, doing all that stuff. So last week was the flashback.
Mm-hmm.
That the Grogu's flashback.
Yep.
And that's the big talking, but that's what everybody's talking about. So the really interesting. There's layers and layers of interesting bits about this. We see that Grogu was actually at the Jedi Temple at Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
All the younglings are being slaughtered. Grogu gets kind of, thrown into an elevator, goes down. When the elevator opens, and again, zero prep podcasting.
Yeah.
There is a Jedi. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
The guy's name. So there's a Jedi waiting, 2 lightsabers, starts fighting off all the clone troopers. Now, you could instantly tell that this guy is a really big badass because he's, whereas all the other Jedi have been kind of overrun by The clone troopers, he's like completely holding his own very easily.
Mm-hmm.
One of the first things that I recommended, or I recognized, my vocabulary sucks lately.
Well,
One of the first things that I remembered or recognized was the actor playing this Jedi was Ahmad Best.
better known for.
He was the actor that did the voice for Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, which is freaking awesome. He got like the ultimate Star Wars universe redemption.
Yeah.
For all of the heat that he took for Jar, undeservingly.
Yeah.
Because remember,
Toxic fandom.
fans are also awful. But yeah.
Yeah. So, in fact, in 2017, it has come out that in 2017 he was nearly suicidal. He had contemplated it like this. He was at a low point of his life, and to see, Filoni and the guys bring him back in, and put him into the show,
Bring him back in, make him a badass, and personally save one of the most fan-favorited characters of all time. You could not have scripted him a better redemption. I mean, they did script him this exact redemption.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Okay, so did you find the character's name?
Kelleran Beck?
Yeah, Kelleran Beck. No, so Kelleran exists in canon. I'm not aware of those stories, but it's from the comic book or books or something like that. Basically, Kelleran is the dean for the younglings at the school, and is one of the few Jedi that was trained in all of the lightsaber styles. I think there's 7 of them.
As per Wikipedia, he was the Jedi Master who served at the Padawans during their training. Ooh.
So-
due to his renowned skills with the lightsaber, he became known as the Sabered Hand.
Yeah. Which is why he was using the technique that was basically like he never swung a lightsaber at any clone trooper. He was just shooting the blaster fire back at them.
Yep.
So badass. Now this is where it gets even cooler. He hops on the speeder with Grogu. They take off. They get chased. They lose the tail.
Yep.
Temporarily land on a platform where there is a ship waiting. Who is that? What was the ship?
It's a Naboo ship.
Naboo ship with Naboo Royal Guard.
Yep.
There are only 2 people that could have made that happen. One of them at the time was kind of tied up dealing with Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks sent himself to save Grogu.
That's effing awesome.
Yeah. So he hops in, takes off, and and we know that there's heavily implied more. It's like I've got somebody to take him to. Like there is a goal to get Grogu to a specific person. They've kind of said there was a plan.
Yeah.
We don't know what that plan is yet. I'm anxious. I'm like biting my fingernails, waiting to find out what happens next.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because there was, I genuinely don't know who they would have sent that to because really all of the Jedi were kind of scattered at that point. No, they had to have sent him to a non-Jedi.
Possibly, yeah.
And who knows? Maybe they probably succeeded because there's a whole lot of story in between him getting on that Naboo ship on Coruscant and
Decades.
And him being found by the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
By who is it?
Yeah, because I mean, it's when they get found, it's after the fall of the Empire. We know that's at least 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point,
you've got to go through
Luke and Leia have
you've
not
got
been
to go
born yet.
You got to go through the entire series of Rebels. You're going through Solo. You're going through Episode 4, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then 6 more years. Like that's a decent chunk of time.
So it's been very clearly kind of insinuated that Grogu is like 50 years old.
18, 6, 5. That could be like 30 years.
Yeah. Well,
he was 57 at the time of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So he's in his 20s right now.
Yeah.
Or in the flashback, he was in his 20s. Yeah.
Yes. So in this kid, like we know that race, Yoda's race, age incredibly slowly, live for a very long time. That's what we're finding out. There's only 3 of that race that we've ever seen at all. So we also know that it is very uncommon race, even within this world.
Yeah, I think it's mainly because the puppets are a pain in the ass to work. So if you can't get children to just put on a mask, like you're not going to do it.
I guess. I don't know that that's why, but especially as it went on. Because we've only ever seen Yoda and Yaddle are the only other ones we've seen.
Yeah, but there's a ton of other alien species you could say the same thing about.
Maybe. They just reuse the hell out of those other masks, though. Anyway, so that does take us. That largely, outside of that, that was the
largely
really
last week's
big things that happened last week. And then of course, this week. I don't know if you like where to start. So, what's the planet that they were on?
The Navarro.
Navarro, yeah.
Well, that was
So most of this goes back. We have Apollo Creed. I mean, it's not Apollo Creed. It's Carl Weathers' character, but he, the same pirates that Mando had the
interaction
dogfight with,
yeah.
and disappears. They have taken over Navarro at this point. They've asked for help, and we're getting some throwback back to that undercover. I mean, it's clearly it's not an imperial person. It's a plant. That girl.
Yeah.
So they're trying to muster some support, and you're really seeing that the Republic at this point. You see that they're mired down in bureaucracy, and they're right back where they were before the Empire took over.
Yeah, it's really any big government. The entire Star Wars franchise is really anti-big government.
Yeah. Well, but it sets up too. It's like how did the New Republic come in and take over? Well, because people are dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
They overthrow the Empire. And the one really interesting thing that they show a lot.
The First Order. That's what I meant.
Well, they show a lot in the series is the general apathy on Coruscant. Like the elites that live on Coruscant, they don't care. Like, oh shit,
And now these people are in charge.
Who's ruling now? Yeah, whatever. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. We're still rich.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think the showrunners have done a really good job of capturing the life and times of that particular universe.
Well, and even in Episode 8, they show that the wealthy folks that are all off at that resort casino place. You find all of them, they make their money by selling the weapons to both sides.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it was Andor. Andor is the series that really you get a little bit of that in Mandalorian, but Andor is really where you see the life and times on Coruscant, and it's interesting. I think they're writing it well, or they're writing it well.
Definitely.
Because
well,
play all the sides.
That gets us caught up to some of the big content of this week, right?
Yeah.
So, absolutely a lot happened. There was a lot of little Easter eggs, things that noticed. I don't know. I pointed out to you this morning when I was texting you, there was a C-3PO type unit.
Yeah.
That was 100% the original concept Ralph McQuarrie artwork for C-3PO.
That was the unit on Navarro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When all the fits hitting the shan and he's running around. So that was a really cool one. It over the last few episodes, it had been said okay, well, this R2 unit that
R5,
Din buys is actually, and this is now confirmed, it is the R5 that blew the motivator when the Jawas were selling to Uncle Owen. And it has, in several fan threads here and there, it's been suggested that when R5 blew his motivator, he did it on purpose.
Because he knew that R2 had to go to Luke.
Yeah. Because he knew that R2 was trying to stay with C-3PO to fulfill the mission to find Ben Kenobi.
Yep.
So, very, very interesting that R5 now just becomes this hidden hero throughout generations of this battle. R5 is also the one that let the Republic patrol
know where the
like,
where the Mandalorian's
this
riding.
is how you
yeah.
find them. So some really, really cool stuff happening there. I don't know. It's like, what are like, and I'm rambling because I took so much away from this week. What are some of the things you saw?
Well, truthfully, the big thing was Zeb. The fact fact that they are going into the cartoons and they are pulling the cartoon characters into all of these, the live action series.
Yeah.
The expanded universe is really coming together well.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people out there, still a lot of people out there, people that you and I socialize with, that don't acknowledge the cartoons as being important or interesting
We had that
or
conversation over the weekend.
It's like you can't do that. Like they're so well done. They're so integral to everything you're watching now.
And all this new content that you're going to want to watch, you're not going to understand.
You're not going to understand at all, because guess what? At some point in time, we're going to see live action Ezra. We're going to see live action Thrawn.
Yeah.
And we already saw live action Ahsoka. And when Ahsoka hit the screen, the cartoon fans were like, "Holy shit,
Yeah.
it's Ahsoka!" And then everybody else is like, "Who's the girl? The
who's
girl
the
with the
ring
tentacle
chick,
things?" Yeah. Oh, that's only the best Star Wars character to have ever been written in the universe.
Right. And again, we watched her grow. That character, we watched her come of age.
Oh, absolutely.
And that whole where the series took her from a Padawan to essentially what is a gray.
Yeah.
That force wielder that is not.
Freddie Prinze Jr. will argue that there are no gray Jedis, but yeah.
I really like his interview where he's talking about the force. There's always two. There's always balance. There's always going to be there. And but I disagree. I think the reason why she just essentially flew under everything's radar is because she created her own balance.
Yeah, her own balance, but yes, true. But that's also not being a Jedi. That's just being a Force wielder.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, you can be a Force wielder without being a Jedi.
Well, and that's what a gray is. You're not a Jedi and you're not a Sith.
Yeah, but people say people usually use the word gray in association with the word Jedi, and that's wrong.
No.
I'm saying when you go to one side of the spectrum, you're in Jedi territory. Well, if you're at the pious side of light, you're over there.
Yeah.
And if you're right in the middle, straddling the line, you're just a Force wielder.
Yeah.
But
I've just heard it referred, that particular condition being referred to as a gray.
Absolutely. I've heard gray Jedi. That's the only reason I shy away from it. But
Gotcha.
yes.
I gotcha. I follow you. Anyway, so we're looking forward to that. Zeb. That was, and I love Todd, and that text last night when he goes, "Oh my God," and Zeb, and I'm like, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah, we have a rule.
And he's like,
rule.
"That is a weak rule." WEAK, and I'm like, no, especially not the night it comes out. You can't get on a thread with other people. Like, we all travel too much just to assume, like, a week. Okay, shut the hell up for a week. If I go a week without getting caught up on a show, it's on me. Like a show like that.
And usually that, the specifically our text thread that we were talking about, we're pretty good about announcing when we've seen certain things.
Yeah.
And when we haven't.
And he went right, "Oh my God," and Zeb. And I was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch." So when I saw it, which was last night after Sandy went to bed, I watched it, and it was fucking glorious.
Yeah.
But when I saw him, I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's Zeb." And so I waited to read the credits. It's Zeb.
Yeah.
It's not, because he'd said something about a Zeb look-like or something.
No, it's absolutely fucking Zeb. He was the spoiler alert, he's the last of his kind. From Rebels. Like, it's just
I
him.
forgot that, yeah.
Is this something that looks like Zeb? No, fucking isn't. Zeb's the last one. Confirmed.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. By process of elimination, we've determined it's Zeb.
I forgot about that.
I looked at the credits.
It's been a minute since... and that, because that wasn't even Clone Wars. That's Rebels.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Such good content, and the way it's just being woven together is brilliant.
I want to see Kanan. Live action Kanan.
Kanan, yes.
He'll come back as a Force Ghost or something. They have to bring him
So-
back.
It was a completely unconfirmed, and I think they've already announced who. I think I've seen something of like, yeah, Thrawn's could be played by blah blah blah. So we pretty much know. I think he's gonna come.
Thrawn, yeah. I guess Thrawn's there. I think the next Rebels character that we're going to see come back though is going to be, is it Sabine Bourne?
I heard that Sabine's supposed to be there. Yeah.
Because she's going to be. I think she's going to tie into Bo-Katan's hunt to unify all of the scattered Mandalorians. So we might see her next week.
Maybe. So, and that's what's kind of interesting because the end of this episode, the Forge person, I forgot that. I don't know that there's an actual name. I think they call her the Forge or something. But she says, "Take your helmet off," and because that's where we started the conversation. Bo-Katan's like, but that's that's not the way, whatever, and it feels like she is setting up the hardliners, even like, hey, we can do this.
The armorer.
The armor. Okay, well, I knew something.
This is
like
the Forge Master.
Yeah. So I feel like they're setting that up so that we can see, really honestly, so we can see Din's face more. I think they're just gonna do that. Like, okay, we're hardliners, whatever, but they're gonna go gather up.
We're hardliners, but we're paying this guy to be the Mandalorian. Let's
see his face. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like, hey, we're going to need you in the sound booth, and we got a whole shit ton of stunt doubles just doing this for you.
Right. Right. Way easier for him to do those other movies.
We figured out how Favreau is doing these on the cheap.
Yeah. We're going to get you in weekend, fit the whole season.
Get this. Masks.
Yeah. So, so that with that wrapped up, with the episode wrapped up, or largely, there's other things we can talk about, but I saw another theory this week.
Okay.
Okay, so when Mandalore was destroyed,
yeah,
that attack was led by Crimson Dawn, right?
I did not realize that. I thought that was the Empire. I didn't realize it was Crimson Dawn.
I thought it was in conjunction with Crimson Dawn. Should we look this up?
Yeah. So keep talking on your fan theory. I'll look it up.
So that all I know is I know in and around that Crimson Dawn was definitely tied into the fall of Mandalore at some way. It might have been a bombardment from the Empire as well, but
it was by Moff Gideon. He led the genocide of the Mandalorians during the Imperial era by the Galactic Empire.
Okay, so
in an attempt to punish the Mandalorians and wipe them out for their treachery.
So look up what was Crimson Dawn's involvement in the fall of Mandalore. Because here's the thing. So ultimately, Crimson Dawn, I think, actually wasn't Crimson. Maybe that was what it was. Because there was a little bit of a civil war happening where Sabine they were battling. Crimson Dawn was the other side of that.
So Crimson Dawn is led by Darth Maul, and he took over Mandalore briefly during the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I think that's the only.
So the armorer's helmet.
Yeah.
You notice all those little spikes?
Uh-huh. Oh.
They look they look kind of Maulish, don't they?
They do look slightly Maulish.
I can't wait till we figure out who is under that helmet.
I think
the armorer is going to be somebody that we've seen.
Darth Maul or one of the...
I just think it's going to be one of those lieutenants that were fighting with them in Clone Wars.
Darth Maul, wasn't his the females on his planet, weren't they the witches of Eastwick or whatever?
That's... from the planet he was from, there was the Force-wielding witches. Because there was that whole timeline where one of his brothers was... recruited, and then they connected back, which is when he went from Maul went from Spider Maul to Robo Maul to regular Maul.
The Witches of Dathomir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Datholomir. I don't know. The Night Sisters. There we go. That's way easier.
Yeah.
Okay. And technically they were magic wielding, but Yeah. Okay. Super cool. But they also don't have the little mall head spikes thing. So that's, huh.
I'm just saying, she's the only one with those spikes on her helmet.
Yeah, that's fair. But I also think it might just look cool. You're right though. Now that you say it, oh shit, that's kind of interesting. There's a really great chart. Have you seen the chart where it has the evolution of fandom or the structure of fandom, and it specifically for the Star Wars universe, where it's like a block castle, and it's made up of all these different elaborate pieces, and it has character backstory and mythology and all of that stuff, and it's standing on half of a pillar of written story, and then there's this one little twig of a Lincoln log off to the side, and it just says costume design by somebody in the 70s who thought something looked cool. and there's just a ton of fan theory supported by that.
Yeah. I don't know. Look at this fan theory though.
Okay, it's close. We're looking at the Armorer's helmet and Darth Maul. I see Darth Maul's spikes kind of go around his head like a crown. The Armorers are sort of in a line.
They just don't have them in the front, but they kind of go up around the backside.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm leaning towards costume designer thought it would be cool.
Maybe. I'm just saying. Last week we were talking about different fan theories and.
So when's the last time we saw Maul?
We saw Maul in.
We saw Maul battle Kenobi.
That was it.
At the end of Rebels, and that was the end of it.
Yeah. And Maul's actually, he's dead this time.
Okay, so he's not alive. And his brother was killed during the Clone Wars.
Yeah, by Palpatine.
Yeah. I vote the armor. It has a cool helmet, and it has nothing to do with Darth Maul.
We'll see.
We will. I'm just saying.
So
that's
I'm
my
just
my
saying,
formal vote.
I'm just saying, when you look at this, one, if Crimson Dawn, run and led by Darth Maul, was basically a quote-unquote faction of Mandalorians at the time, Crimson Dawn was involved in that in that Civil War. Weren't they?
I don't think they were.
Well, I'm just saying that even among Mandalorians, that this particular sect is considered hardliners. They are extremists by not taking.
Oh, they absolutely are, because
Yeah.
they were the was it the Night's Watch?
Yeah. And I don't know. We'll have to go back and look at some of that and discuss maybe next week. But at the end of the day, I really think that having the Night's Watch kind of become, because they're children of the Watch. That's the hardline sector is called the Children of the Watch.
That was it. Children of the Watch.
Yeah. To see them come off of this kind of purist military sect that was part of that war. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Huh.
Maybe I'm. I mean, I get confused.
Did anyone else notice that Dryden Voss had Mandalorian armor and a Sith holocron? I just found that because I was trying to Google information on Crimson Dawn and Mandalore, and that's the first thing that came up. And then there's the picture of the Mandalorian armor in his little armory thing.
Let me see.
Oh, I just hit back.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Moving on from that.
Four amazing Easter eggs from Dryden Voss's study is the name of that thread from StarWars.com.
Yeah.
There you
go. Well, a couple other things. Twice in this week's episode, there was the phrase, well, he shot first.
Yeah, yep.
So that was kind of fun. And I feel like there was something else that I sent you. I don't know. Maybe not. I know. I mean, we're 3/4 of the way through this episode, and we need to talk about Picard as well.
Holy shit!
Because Picard. Oh.
Yeah, Picard was. You know what? As far as Easter eggs and references were concerned, I think Picard outdid Mandalorian.
Maybe, but I think in some cases, okay. So we spoiler alerted this episode. So whatever. I think the bringing Data back again was just too much. They already did that, last season or the first season.
Yeah, but he came back in a vision. He wasn't a useful character in that. He was just like a vision.
Yeah, I guess
He wasn't really there.
that whole thing though. It's like, Data was gone. Like that's it. This was
Data.
Shut up. This was.
There was a big conversation about that when Patrick Stewart started on the original show. And Patrick Stewart, the English guy, says Data specifically because that was his name. That's the only reason I mention it.
Okay.
It stands out as really awkward when you say Data.
Anyway, seeing Geordi come back, seeing both of his daughters there, the whole like him, like getting protective as a father, I kind of got that, but at the same time, it's like no, Geordi would not have. I had a hard time with that. Like, no, he's not going to make himself a target.
It felt like poorly written Geordi. I will give you that.
Yeah. So there was,
but the entire thing on the old space dock with all of the old starships,
that was cool.
It was cool, and somebody I saw a really great write up on that, where someone's like, no, this was not fan service, this was a love letter, because it was so perfect and it was so well done, and it's the kind of thing that you just assume they would do. What do you do with all this old shit? And we're going to put it in a museum.
Yeah, and some of the things that they had they were great. And that was like, sure, it was an Easter egg, but it was mentioned. There's the original 1701. That's Kirk's ship. And then...
Well, it's not. It was 1701A.
I thought it was the 1701.
1701 exploded. This was 1701A
Okay.
that was retired after Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country. Oh, my God.
Nerd.
Well, the HMS Bounty...
Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck, that's right. There was a bird of prey at the bottom of San Francisco Bay.
Yeah.
Of course they got that back. So that was brilliant. But I mean, even before we got to the space station, Daystrom Station.
Yep.
Oh my God, the stuff that was in there.
That was to me, and I remember like you had told me there was a possible moment, and I was assuming it was a Genesis torpedo. I didn't see the first one. I saw that there was skeletal remains, but I didn't see
the Genesis torpedo was the first one, and that's easy to see. You see it, you see the lights, you see the thing, and you're like, oh, it's the fucking Genesis torpedo.
Yeah.
The plausible moment is the remains of Captain James T. Kirk,
which you found somebody who did a screen grab and actually translated what that plaque said.
they got the full write up from it.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is it's Kirk's resume, Captain of the Enterprise, and blah blah blah, and winner of this, and yakety schmackety. And the big takeaway from it was at the last sentence where his remains were recovered as part of the Phoenix Project, which I have to believe we're going to hear more about, because the big spoiler alert is the really special thing that was stolen.
Yes.
Was Captain Picard's body.
Yeah.
His flesh and blood, not living body.
Yeah.
So why Starfleet hangs on to the corpses of old white guys is anyone's guess.
Well, and I have no doubt that it's not every starship captain. It's just the ones that had.
I mean, like Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's not in there somewhere.
No, maybe not. I didn't see Pike in there anywhere. No. Either way,
he's in the little chair with a button.
I love that they threw out the Tribble. That
attack Tribble.
Attack Tribble. Yes.
Still hates Klingons. Makes it all the best.
Yeah. They're killing it. Picard's killing it this season.
It's so good. Why is it the last one? You guys finally figured it out.
It's the last one because all those people that are doing, they're like, yeah, no, we're not doing this again. we're just going to go back to doing our conventions and signing our little freaking paraphernalia and, retiring. You and I had that debate after the first episode. Are they setting it up for another spinoff with, what's the Captain Shaw?
From 12 Monkeys, the television show.
Oh, yeah. That, we've come full circle.
They could. I truthfully, I like where he's at as a captain.
Yeah.
And,
they could throw in 7 of 9 as just like, hey, we're going to anchor this back in.
She could absolutely do it. I could see
Forge's kid.
I could see Jerry Ryan sticking around to do more
as the EXO.
Paramount Plus, television, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, I mean, Discovery, it's one more season, then done.
Yeah.
So we got one more season of Discovery, and it's really interesting because they're so far in the future. I don't want to say they've painted themselves into a corner, but they've painted themselves into a point of not mattering. They're isolated as far as the extended universe is concerned.
Absolutely. And I think they went far enough that it's like, okay, they could spin something off with that, possibly, but and just tell that even more futuristic story. But there's so many things about that. It's like, the whole burn thing, that was exhausting.
The only way the future exploration thing works is if you can tie that back to Star Trek's original social commentary thing, but you have to do that well. And they haven't been able to do that well with a a non-episodic show. You can't have a story arc that's that long and do social commentary well. You can't do it. It has to be in short bursts where you can wrap your head around the entire aspect of the social commentary in one complete cycle.
Sure.
Which they could do. They just have to do it.
I don't think that Discovery has done a good job of being Star Trek in any way. It's been one of my favorite shows. I really enjoy it. But when you talk about that original construct of, no, this space thing that's happening is just a vehicle for social commentary, as you pointed out.
Yeah.
I don't think this felt like, hey, no, this is a space action adventure. And there's certainly struggles and other things that, it told stories with the other elements being in the background. But not in the same way that you get typical Star Trek.
That's why I think that's why a lot of the true Trek fans. I think that's why a lot of the Trek fans and the moderate to extreme of the toxic fans, I think that that's why they crap on the show a lot, is because they took the social commentary from being the mission of the ship in the show, and they turned it into the personal relationships of the crew, and we don't care. Like, I don't. It's like the personal lives of the crew. You don't to that level. Yeah. You kind of miss the overall storytelling opportunity with the greater story, because you miss the ground. I guess you miss the grounded neutral for the commentary. That's what I was going for.
Okay.
It's like in Doctor Who. You need a companion there to translate all the crazy sci-fi bullshit that the Doctor is saying. That's why you need a companion, and you need a not smart companion. That's something that they figured out back in the 60s, because they teamed the Doctor with a really smart genius companion.
Yeah.
And when you have a really smart genius companion, there isn't a stupid person next to the Doctor for him to explain things to.
Yeah, no.
So you
need somebody who is the companion represents adventure, the sense of adventure, that wonder.
The companion represents the audience. They're you. So when the Doctor turns around and explains something, he's explaining it to you, or she, or they.
Yeah.
The Time Lord is explaining the thing,
justifying the exposition.
Yeah. But that's the mechanism that helps explain the story to you. With the smart companion, every time something was explained, the companion would just be like, "I know, isn't that amazing?" Or, "What about this?" And they would speak back, techno babble back to the doctor, and as an audience, you're just like, I'm completely lost.
Yeah.
It's like I wandered into a physics seminar and I have no idea what the hell's going on.
No,
So,
I get it.
Yeah, same thing with Discovery. You need that social neutral crew that can then you can then experience the radicalness of the mission social commentary through their eyes. I guess there we go. That's where I was trying to go with it. For right or for wrong, I probably screwed that up. I'll probably get hate mail for that one, but that was my thought.
Oh, I don't. Oh no, we did get hate mail on the once. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I forgot what it was. That
I don't know.
we did get hate mail that once. I mean, it wasn't really hateful. It was poorly worded criticism. Your audio is blah 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 blah. It's like, you guys aren't funny. I was like, oh, awesome. Hey,
You guys aren't funny. No,
mess
we're
with
not.
the two guys with the microphone. Sure, that's fun.
I feel like there was something else going on.
Holy shit,
What?
we're 56 minutes through the episode.
Oh, hey, this is a good time to bring up. I told you the other day. I have booked passage on the Galactic Star Cruiser at Disney World.
Yep.
So the Star Wars Hotel.
I hear you're going with my new team member.
I am because apparently they opened it up to like pass. I'm going with a friend of mine who works for Disney.
Yeah.
And then they opened up that same weekend for like pass holder discounts. So and again, another group of mutual friends are like, oh, we'll go too. So now, yeah, it's gonna be. I have to buy outfits now. I'm doing like Star Wars LARPing for a weekend at a resort.
You want to use my mask?
Maybe.
That'll be interesting. It's a character.
Yeah. So I'll let you know how that goes. I'll post pictures.
When is it?
I'll check us in
End of
from the
April?
cruiser. Yeah, end of April. It's the weekend after Inspire.
Gotcha.
So if anybody out there wants to go to the Galactic Star Cruiser, weekend after Inspire.
Which is fun. So 2 weeks from today, our 100th episode.
Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting. We're gonna, like we've already decided, we're just gonna do a long episode. We're just gonna have fun, lots of microphones, and
We got to see if there's anybody special in LA that wants to join us.
yeah, we got some ideas.
Could be fun.
Yeah, we'll throw that out there, blow it up. We got to figure out where we're gonna do it. I think we're gonna record on Thursday.
So we record on Thursday. We are either going to be in LA proper, Glendale, or Anaheim. It's kind of that trifecta.
No, Thursday's the first day of Inspire.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said Thursday. I heard Wednesday because I'm stupid. So we'll be in Anaheim. Yeah.
We could do it Wednesday, just late
Could.
once we get down there.
Uh-huh. Which, truthfully, might be the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, just knock it out. We might
Whatever.
have some editing. That way we have Thursday night to finish editing and posting because, I don't know. Anyway,
Moral of the story is
look behind the curtain.
find us in Anaheim.
Yeah, for all of our TEA. All of our TEA friends who are listeners. Yeah, come find us. Hang out. Say hi.
If you find us in Anaheim and run up to us, wave your hands in the air and say "Nanu Nanu" really loud, we'll give you a 2020 Operation Clusterfuck patch.
I don't know. We only have 2 or 3 left.
I think I found a bag of them.
Oh, there's that. You'd said that before, but
It's just such an arbitrary, random thing to give away.
we need to make those challenge coins.
Oh, we do need to make challenge.
The Rum and Nerdy challenge coins.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to have those in time for Anaheim.
No, that's like a 4-week lead. And I'm saving my money because we're about to have the Force Day, May the 4th,
Oh, yeah.
and I've been stashing a little bit of money away from each paycheck for my Lego order.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What are you getting on May the 4th?
Well, I don't know. They haven't announced the specials or what's going to happen. We know that there's a new UCS Ultimate Collector Series X-Wing. This will be the 3rd UCS X-Wing, Red 5. So I'm definitely going to get that because I missed the first 2 times. I am tempted to get the UCS Razor Crest, but that one's kind of pricey.
That's pretty baller.
There are
What? And hold on, what's pretty pricey for a UCS Razor Crest?
that one's $600.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The UCS X-Wing's like $250. Much more palatable.
Yeah. Wow.
There's a couple more dioramas like these.
Yeah.
That they did last year. They did those 3. I want to say that there's supposed to be 2 coming out this year, and they've got rumors of what they are. One of them I think is going to be Palpatine's throne room. I forgot the other one, but so they're doing those. There are now 3 new Star Wars Lego helmets. I've gotten one of the 3 of them. The other one, I think it's Rex and Cody, are the other 2.
Oh, cool.
So those would be cool. And then there's the freebie, like the Lars Kitchen with blue milk that's there on top of the studio.
Yeah.
And they're all, it's anticipated there'd be some sort of freebie like that. But I don't know. Maybe, before that trip happens, we'll be able to have a little segment on what the Lego news is.
The Lego news of the day.
Yeah. Because that week, when that orders, I'll be in Germany at Europa Park. And I believe the guys from Lego House are going to be there this year.
Ooh.
So that'll be fun.
That's cool.
I'd be like, hey, aren't you supposed to be back in the factory, packaging my order?
Well, maybe you could talk them into jumping on the podcast. We're here live with Lego.
Yeah.
The Lego of Lego.
Just like record it without, just do a quick segment.
Or even just see if they'd jump on a Zoom.
There's that. There is that.
Well, cool.
Anyway, all that.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
I think that's it.
We talked our ass off,
What else do you need to say?
right? We had a drink. We talked Mandalorian. We talked Picard.
We talked all the things.
All the things.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
out.
That'll
Start off by thanking our good friend Dave Martin.
DoubleDavePro.com.
Don't forget to check us out on our website, rumandnerdy.com. That's rum and A-U-N or A-N-D.
A-U-N-D. Don't you dare hit pause and go back.
Rum A-N-D nerdy.com. I really want to edit that, but whatever.
But you're not going to because we're committed. You have to have at least one mistake. This is probably like the 5th one for this episode, but
I usually I stopped messing up the episode name.
you did.
Remember, I just
and
messed
you
that
just
up
and you just
forever now.
converted it to whatever the hell this is
Yeah.
at the end.
You know what? It's I'm not sleep because my whole back thing and sleeping weird.
Uh-huh.
I am not like story for another time. That's not a in show
Yeah.
story. Anyway,
Post credit, Greg's gonna bitch about his back.
no.
Next
figure
time on Old and Rummy.
Old and gummy.
That's at
Oh, where are my
OLD
teeth?
and Rummy.
Get off my lawn.
Old and Gummy.
What are our social media? Our socials.
Oh, we need to go claim oldandgummy.com. Social media, we are at Rum and Nerdy, also AND.
Look for the new podcast. No new podcast. Anyway,
We're sponsored by Denture Cream.
yeah.
10% off hearing aids with each purchase.
Oh my God. I actually need a hearing aid.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
I am Worf, son of Moog, House of Martok. Son of Sergei, House of Roshenko, bane to the Duras family, slayer of Gowron. I have made some chamomile tea. Do you take sugar?